Yeah, so you said that the internship basically a reflection of your own story.
Yeah.
So like with casting, so you had a casting director, you were producing it yourself.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is the final product was actually the version that you wanted to put together?
It does change a lot. I think originally the casting process was the scariest for me because I'd never worked with actors, and also I felt out of my depth like doing the casting. I was like, how do we start casting? And she was like, look, she's going spotlight and this and that. But then that was interesting because you go there and I needed a South Asian actor and family to represent. There were certain things in there, like, I won't give it away too much, but the dinner table scene, I don't know if anyone clocked the friend.
Yeah. The lady.
Yeah, she's eating the. Yeah. You're not meant to do that. Yeah, so that was basically taken out of my family. So in South India or Malaysia and stuff, the banana leaf is used as a plate. Right. And one of my cousins, who's half English and stuff, when she went to Malaysia, she after eating the food, she started yamming up the leaf. But all my cousins nicely just let it run. Let it run. And I was like, so there's little elements that I put in there and stuff. But going back to the casting element, it was, I needed that family to represent those little nuances, and there's just not a lot of people to choose from, which was frustrating. So, and it gave me more inspiration to make it. I was like, okay, this is why I'm making this film, man. Yes. I need to do this and break the mold a little bit and give people some encouragement to see themselves on screen. So, that was difficult getting the lead, and a lot of people, we done the cast, but even things of cast people, and I was like, oh shit, we need a room to cast people, and I didn't even have that, and I was like, I had to call up a friend, and it's something similar. We had their office on the weekend, and we sat down. I was like, do I take a camera? I didn't know how it worked, but then that was so fun. That was the first time that it had been on a page, and then you see someone turn up, and they interpret your lines, and you're like. And then they had questions. They're like, "Oh, the script is dope," and I was like, "Really? Do you did it connect?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is sick." And then they bring their own twist. So it just gives you, there's little boosts of kind of confidence. You're like, "Okay, maybe I'm onto something." And maybe it can, other people can appreciate it because you're so insular when you're writing. So
everything starts to come alive.
Yeah, and then it becomes something bigger than you, right? And then you feel like you've got, I don't know. I felt I had a duty to definitely make it. It's not just my idea anymore. It's representing other people's stories. So
that's actually a good point. Like you mentioned, it represented other people's stories, and that you felt that you had to tell this. You had to tell this.
Yeah.
How do you think the state, especially in the UK alone, when it comes to representation of Asian actors, what stage do you think we are at the moment?
I think there's definitely some movement, and I think in the Kickstarter video I quoted Riz Ahmed's speech at the House of Commons where he was up there, and he's, I salute that guy, man. He's always flying the flag, and not just for Asians, it's for people of color and people of minorities as well. We've got a long way to go, man. A long way to go, but I guess in general I've always been a hopeful person. I always find the good in situations. So I think, we have to start somewhere, and there has to be some momentum. And I think there's loads of actors and directors, and it needs to also come from behind the camera, man. Because the whole point of this, it's not just, you could have a great diverse cast, but if it's written by someone that doesn't understand that background, you're still playing someone else's story, right? So that is so important. And for me, it was also really important to get people of colour behind the camera, helping me in the writing process. So Dion and my other script advisor, Cynthia, they were both females as well. I want to have that. I enjoy getting people's perspectives, and I think I grow. I think the project becomes better because of that. But that's key. That is key, and the writing element definitely. I was really proud in that perspective, and hopefully it just inspires others, because I want to see other stuff. Like I said that again in the talk, what inspired me was Insecure Issa Rae stuff, just so on point for me, so the writing is amazing, the casting is ridiculous, the directing is dope, and that's written and directed and co-produced by a black African American woman, right? And I'm an Asian male, and I still enjoy that. And like, you know, it doesn't. Yeah, like I don't know. That's really key, man.
No, like we need to see these stories told by people of the culture.
Yeah,
it's important. So it's like we need people behind the cameras. Like obviously we want to see people on screen.
Yeah.
But if people aren't behind the cameras creating these stories and making them right and representing, because you can imagine like for example, a white guy tries to tell your story.
Yeah.
It's not going to do it justice at all.
Yeah, at all. Do you understand? And vice versa, you try and tell their story, it's not going to work.
Yeah. And I think it's like, I know people were like, oh, if you have like, I don't know, like it's too niche, but yeah, you need like a variety of stuff. And I think the more opportunities and the more kind of diverse stories, we all benefit from that, right? Like I use this metaphor of like the food industry. Say if like we're in the UK and we only had restaurants that could just only use British ingredients, be dead.
Bruv, don't
like,
get me
what are you
started,
gonna eat? The fact that we have all this produce, right? Everyone benefits. There's more choice. Like, even if something's not your taste, you just don't go there, right? Yeah. And like, you've got something else. And that's, I think it should be represented in cinema. Like, you should have, you know, females and the LBG community, like directing and writing and stuff. And it's like everyone benefits because you just get better work out there. Yeah. And then it becomes like the next level where like you have restaurants that have fusion food. So like you got these people that are like, okay, cool, you know, I'm taking something from Jamaican culture and Asian culture and mixing it up and becoming inspired and creating something new. And that's like, if we have more representation, our generation underneath that is going to be like, okay, I've grown up watching this and now I'm mixing and matching it, and it's like, just like you've got more opportunities there, and everyone grows, and you can kind of, you know, it doesn't dilute anything. There's just more opportunity for great work to be inspired, man. So yeah, we like no one loses. Everyone can only win. It's such an obvious thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's safe to say the world's a lot bigger now, isn't it? So there's in the circumstances where you might watch TV or you might watch film, and the only world you really know is, oh, you know, I grew up in this area, maybe it's like an affluent area, so I'm watching stories about people who grew up in affluent areas. Now I'm so aware of this part of London, that part of London, this part of Eastern Europe, this part of Western Africa, you know. And so now you're so much more involved in all of these stories. It's like, well, I want to know about. I know I was watching BBC Extra, or what BBC iPlayer, you know, and they had a lot of stories about slavery. This is a few months back. And it's. I mean, I'm never going to be able to relate to a slavery story, but just seeing these stories portrayed with black actors, you know, white actors in there as slave masters and field workers, whatever it is they're doing, and just seeing that.
It's powerful.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's so
very
powerful, man.
It's very
it's
powerful.
just, it's like that. What Riz said. It's like if you see yourself on screen being reflected, it shows that. Yeah, he says it shows that you matter, right? Yeah. Like, and for me, as like a young Asian dude, like I only ever saw Goodness Gracious Me, and that was a massive thing. But like as a director, I think there's only M. Night Shyamalan in Hollywood that I know, and like I just didn't believe it. For me, I was just like, no, I can't do this.
Of course,
I can't do this. So, yeah, man, I think you know,
just M. Night, yeah.
I think so.
Like a major,
as a major one.
Yeah.